مع ضيفنا الذي نرحب به باسمكم جميعا الأستاذ سلطان بن حمد السالمي، معلم أول لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية. أهلا وسهلا فيك، حياك معنا.
مرحبا أستاذة فايزة، بارك الله فيكم.
يا حياك الله. إذا طبعا البداية معك خطوات الورقة الامتحانية، تفاصيل كثير هامة وواضحة بإذن الله تعالى مع أستاذ سلطان. تفضل أستاذ.
نعم، شكرا جزيلا أستاذة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، نرحب بكم أعزائنا طلبة دبلوم التعليم العام في الحصة النهائية التي تسبق الامتحان
معنا.
مرحبا أستاذة فايزة، بارك الله فيكم.
يا حياك الله. إذا طبعا البداية معك
في درس الحصة النهائية لهذا اليوم. Now we will shift to English language. Welcome, dear students. Today is the final revision before your exam. So I hope that you will get your notebook ready and a pen so that you can take notes, and in case you want to ask any questions, and I might ask you some questions. Okay, if you are ready, so let's get started then. So before we start, we would like to go to the agenda for today. You will get your notebook ready and a pen so that you can take notes, and explain in details the specification for each skill. Number two, how to deal with each part of the exam. So I will give you kind of hints as it is in number 3 now, hints and tips to gain more marks. So there are some hints and some tips in order to improve your marks and to gain higher marks in your English language for tomorrow's exam. All right. And the last point here, we will practice doing different tasks related to each skill of the exam. So if you are ready, now let's start, inshallah. Okay, now let's explain something about the exam specification. As you know, we have different skills. Listening, we have listening. It's about 15 marks. So the first task will include multiple choice, which you have to shade in the bubble next to the correct answer, of course. And the second part will be divided into two parts. The second task will be divided into two parts, WH question and then a multiple choice. For the vocabulary, we have all multiple choice, vocabulary, grammar and vocabulary. So all grammar and vocabulary questions will be shading the bubbles, which is, I think, will be a great idea for you. So no need to write anything, only shading in the bubbles next to the correct answer. All right. For the reading, I know some students might find it a bit difficult, but with practice, you can just following some techniques or strategies, you can just find the answers for each questions. And we will focus more on writing. Okay, so the total marks for writing, it will be 20 marks, 10 each for the evaluative, 10 marks, and for the narrative, 10 marks. The total marks for reading will be 25 marks. All right, so that's all about this specification. Now I will give you the details. Here we have the details. I know some of you or many of you might know that the listening here will be just 7 marks. So we have 3 options for each question. We have 7 questions. All right, so it will be repeated twice. You have to bear in mind that all listening will be repeated twice. All right, so you have to read the question, then you have to listen and shade in the correct bubble. Okay, Listening to will be on the second page, and it will consist of WH questions. We have 4 WH questions, and we have 4 multiple choices. All right, so it will just worth 8 marks. So the total number here 15 marks. So listening will just be 15 marks. All right, so for the vocabulary, as I mentioned before, vocabulary, grammar and vocabulary, there will be multiple choices. There are some bubbles. You have to shade in the bubbles next to the correct option. For the vocabulary, you will have 5 different sentences, of course, and there are some kind of multiple choice of 4 options. So each question will worth half mark. So the total of the vocabulary first question will be 2.5. If you go to the grammatical question here, it will be a dialogue out of 5 gaps. So there will be only 2 options, which I think will be more likely to get the good answer here. All right, so you have to indicate which one is the correct answer. So the total marks is also 2.5 marks. So it will be half mark each question. So so far we have 5 marks for grammar, vocabulary and grammar, and then grammar and vocabulary, the last one here for grammar and vocabulary, we have a text with 5 gaps where vocabulary item or structure. So it will be a combination of grammar and vocabulary items. They will be removed and they will ask you to choose. So the options here, we have 4 options for each blank. Okay, so the total for this question is 5 marks. So the total marks, if you just notice in the screen, the total marks for grammar and vocabulary, all these questions will be 10 marks. So I would like you to pair it with me. I would like to draw your attention to the marks here, and don't spend too much time choosing the correct option. If you don't know, just skip and go to the following or the next question. Okay? For the reading here, reading question, we have 3 different tasks for reading. Number 1, as you might know this one, we have 7 true false, true and false. This one here. And each question will worth 1 mark. So we have 7 marks. Okay, so you have to read the statement. We will just go in depth, in details, and we will explain each one of these questions. Reading 2 will be an interactive, so there will be a letter or an email text in the second type of reading. So there will be 8 multiple choices with 3 options. 8 multiple choices means 8 marks. All right. So reading 3 will be informative text, and it will consist of 2 types: 6 WH question and 4 multiple choice. And the multiple choice will consist of 3 options only. The total mark for each reading number 3 will be 10 marks. So if you just calculate all of these, it will be 25 marks. So we have what? 15, 10, 25. The remaining skill here, writing, it will just for the evaluative writing, here it will be evaluative. So you have to justify and express your opinion. It will be evaluative. It's an opinion essay, okay, or an opinion paragraph. So you have to write an evaluative text out of 100 words, 10 marks. And the second one, and the last one, which I want you to spend more time on, because it worth 10 marks each question. So the second one will be narrative writing. And you have experience writing all of these. You are familiar with writing a story, so all questions, all sentences will be in the past, and you write the sequencing words and the events. All right. So writing number 2 will be also worth 10 marks. The total is 20 marks. So those are the marks out of 70. So I'd like you to devote your time effectively during the exam tomorrow. Try to have that time management skill when you do your exam. Don't, for example, waste your time in reading too much and in the multiple choices. Try to focus and manage your time effectively. All right, dear students, now I will give you a plan here how to manage your time effectively. This will help you not only for grade 12 students, even if you are going to the university next year or studying at the college. So time management is very important. For the listening, as I mentioned before, 7 marks, a total of two questions, 15 marks. I would like you to spend at least 25 minutes because the listening will last from 15 to 20 minutes only, maximum, because it will be repeated only twice. So please spare some time to read the questions of the listening before the teacher comes to the classroom, and try to underline the keywords, try to understand the question so that you are familiar with kind of the keywords to catch the phrases. All right, so vocabulary, we mentioned this one, vocabulary, 10 marks. I would like you to spend at least 25 minutes, and if it depends, of course, on your level. If you are good at English, and you can just pick or choose the correct answer quickly. All right, so 25 minutes, maximum maybe 30 minutes. So why I did this? Because I would like students to devote their time, to organize their time and have that management of their time during the exam. So for reading, 3 types of reading, 25 minutes. So the total, see if you can just see the total here for each skill. For reading 1 will be 15 minutes. For reading 2, 20 minutes. For reading 3, which will be a bit longer, I would like you to spend around 25 minutes. All right. For the last one, 20 marks. So 30 minutes at least. If you are, if you have enough training and enough practice of writing, you will just write it within 20 to 25 minutes. Then you can spare some time by the end of the exam to check and proofread. Okay. And I put here 10 minutes. For what? For checking your work. Please try to devote some time. Try to spend some time by the end of the exam, 10 to 15 minutes to check all your answer, writing, multiple choices, and so on, to check spelling or punctuation or anything. Okay, and maybe check your questions. Maybe you have left some of the question. You can just go back and check to answer. Okay, now, dear students, we'll go to the other one. Here, listening. We have a listening task tomorrow. Will be in 2 pages. First page will be 7 questions consisting of, each question will consist of, if you can see, 3 options. What I would like the students to do is to read the question carefully with the options. Please read the questions. Try to spend at least 5 minutes to read all the questions. Try to understand and try to underline the keywords. Here, Ali, for example, traveled for how many days? 17, 10, or 40. So you have to read fast, underline the keywords, okay, and then try to imagine the conversation or the character in your mind. Number 3, try to underline the keywords. This is very important. If you go to question number 3, Ali's television needs. Here the keywords, the television. What does the television need here? To be repaired or replaced or shifted. So you read before the listening, before the teacher comes to the classroom and plays the CD. Please read all the questions with the options, and maybe you can translate or underline the new word or underline the keywords. Okay, be careful with what here? Dates, names, dates, numbers, synonyms. Sometimes they might use synonyms, antonyms, the opposite. Be careful with this when they talk in the listening. Okay, number 5, you will have to listen carefully to catch the keywords. If you read all the questions, then you have to listen carefully to catch the words. You might catch the same keywords that are in the questions. All right? So try to catch the keywords and shade in the suitable bubble. Try to use pencil first. For example, if you have some doubts in the first question, maybe it is the question is the answer is 10. Try to put only dot, so that in case you want to change the second time, you erase and change your answer. Okay, so that's it about this question, task 1 of the listening. I hope it will be easy for you. So I would like you to get more practice. You have to practice more so that you can just overcome all these questions and answer them easily tomorrow, inshallah. All right, so that's it about this question. Okay, so let's go to the second part of the question of the listening. So listening to, you will have, as we mentioned, those questions. We have how many WH question we said? 4. In these 4 WH question, you have to read the question carefully, underline the keywords. Here is asking about where. So you will just mention that he's asking about a place. Okay, and here, what was the taste? He's asking about the taste. Okay, and number 10, what did the Aztecs use cacao beans for? What they use it for? Underline the keywords, all right? Underline the keywords so that you can just listen and catch the phrases. Number 11, when did cacao beans first arrive? When? He's asking about time, maybe date. Okay, so you have to bear in mind about the WH questions. Those are the WH questions, and we will give you some details about all these WH questions. Okay, for number 3, be careful with the WH question, especially in the second part here, and with the synonyms and antonyms. Okay, each part, as we mentioned, will be repeated twice. So you have to bear in mind it will be repeated twice. Don't wait for the teacher. Try to read the questions, and when the teacher comes with the cassette recorder to play the CD, you are ready and listen to answer your questions. Okay, for question part 2, this one, try to not exceed the limit, the word limit. 4 words, please. Only 4 words. It might be one word, 2 words, 3, but not more than 4. All right, try to just catch the phrase or the word and write it. If it is a date, it's only 1 word. If it is a name of a place, it's only 1 word. So try to be careful. Don't write more than 4 words. All right, so I hope that these things will help you in tomorrow's exam. Try to read the magic word here to practice and read the questions. Read the questions quickly and carefully. Try to underline the keywords. Try to understand what is required. Try to understand the meaning of the words and the questions and what is required from each questions. Okay, so that's all about the reading, dear students. That's all about listening. So I'd like you to just put this in mind. Try to take notes in tomorrow's exam. Try to underline and try to listen carefully. I hope that you can get the full mark tomorrow, inshallah, 15 out of 15. All right. All right, so let's go to another skill here. All right, so for the vocabulary section, this is in order according to the exam specification. Listening, then it will come the vocabulary task. For theme 1, you have already covered all these vocabulary. You have to go through all of them and read them, try to understand the meaning and try to know the meaning so that it might come or occur in the listening or in reading or in the vocabulary question. So like you are killing 2 birds in 1 stone. If you memorize the spelling here, they will help you in writing. They will help you, if you know the meaning, they will help you in answering vocabulary questions. All right, so this is really important. So those are a summary for all the glossaries you have from theme 1, theme 2, theme 3, and theme 4. I'd like you to take screenshot or whatever you like. Go to the end of each theme, go to these glossaries, because the exam writer will just focus on the vocabulary. And sometimes some students might ask, are those the only words will be targeted? Yes, in the most cases they will target those, but sometimes some vocabulary will be between lines from the themes. It might occur in the exam question, especially in the vocabulary section. All right, so that's all about the themes. You have the glossaries here. Study them, try to know the meaning, and try to memorize and spell the words correctly. All right, so let's go back. Let's go to the vocabulary question. Now, teacher, can you just give us an example of the vocabulary question? What kind of questions for the vocabulary task? This is a real exam question for the vocabulary. Read the question carefully. Cross out. Try to cross out. For example, if you just in doubt for words that are not matching the gap, try to cross it out. This is not working with the sentence here. This is not working, for example. Try to cross out. So you are eliminating the number of options. Instead of having 4 options, try to have at least 2 options to pick and shade in the correct option. Okay? Find the links. Sometimes there are some words that might link to the correct answer. Okay? And then indicate the correct answer. Let's try number 1 together. All right? So statistics prove that, number 16, statistics prove that speed bumps help too. Speed bump, you know, the speed bump, the matab, shawara, help to what? Car accidents. So those are the key words. Okay? Help to reduce. Reduce it means make less. Introduce, to present something. This is wrong. Produce, speed bump will not produce car accident, of course. Okay? And then the last one is use. So those are wrong answer. The correct answer is reduce. So you will shade in the option next to the correct option. Okay, let's go to 17, then you can do the rest of the questions by yourself. Try to challenge yourself by reading the question later and try to answer before we answer. Okay, number 17, Khalid is really talented. Khalid is a really talented football player who plays with. If he is a talented, it means that he is gifted. He has some interest, or he has some kind of enthusiasm towards playing football. Okay, nutrition, I don't think so. He plays with nutrition, no. Direction, no. Reaction, no. The correct answer will be passion. He plays with passion, shagaf. Those words are from the themes you have studied. Okay, so let's go to question number 18. The Paradise Hotel has many dash, including restaurant, underline restaurant, and its own movie theater. Those are the keywords. In the hotel, you have those, this and this, the restaurants and a movie theater. What we call them? Activities? They are not activities. Are they events? No. Are they amenities? Yes, they are amenities. Tashilat. Yes, there are amenities, so you will shade in this correct answer. They are not issues. Wrong. So in this case, you will deal with each question of the vocabulary this way. Number 19, she won the first prize in the competition. First prize in the competition, and her parents, if I win, my parents will be what? Proud. So you have to go to the proposition here, of. Is it concern of? Not concern. Proud, yes. So I will be proud if my son, for example, won the first prize. So the correct answer will be proud. Proud of. See? For example, make me proud of you tomorrow. If you answer all this question, I will be proud of you if you get the full mark in English. Okay? Number 20, Oman dash. This is very easy. Oman dash gas to different countries such as Korea, Japan, and India. Oman is dealing with the gas. Admits gas. We would like to say that Oman is transferring or sending gas to those countries. What is the verb? Import, export, or make. So those words together here, import and export, are antonyms, or they say they are opposite. So the correct answer, Oman, is Oman exports. يصدر. يصدر, export. The opposite is import. يستورد. So this is really important. Those vocabulary are from the themes. You have to just go through all the vocabulary, try to understand the meaning, try to see if there are some synonyms, antonyms, and study them carefully. All right. So this is the whole idea about dealing with vocabulary section. All right, dear students. Is it easy? I hope so. Yeah. All right. So let's go to another question dealing with the grammar now. Here, I have collected all the grammatical rules. You have 4 different grammatical points in your exam, and they called grammar recall because you have already covered them in previous years in grade 11 and grade 10 and so on. So with the first one was about past simple and past passive, which is easy for most of you. The second one, theme 2, they target the past perfect, the past simple and past simple passive. The theme 3 was talking about this grammatical rule, first conditional. For example, if you study hard, you will get high marks tomorrow in English language. This is an example only. Okay. Theme 4, the grammatical point in theme 4 was the present perfect and present perfect continuous. So those are only a revision for you, so that in case you can go back, and then we will practice some questions, because I have got some questions related to each point of this grammatical rules. Okay, from the previous exam, from the last year's exam. All right, so let's do some kind of exercise or practice with this vocabulary. All right, the first one here, past simple and past simple passive. This is easy. For example, Ahmed ate the pizza. Just transfer it to the passive. The pizza, for example, the pizza was eaten by Ahmed. So just bringing the object right at the beginning. For example, here, Ahmed ate the pizza. So you'd like to transfer it into the past simple passive. You bring the object at the beginning here, the pizza, and ask yourself, is it a singular or plural? Pizza is a singular, so you will use what? Was. Then you will bring the past participle of the verb ate. The past participle is eaten. The pizza was eaten by him, for example, by him. Okay, so this is the past tense here, and this is the past simple passive, was eaten. This is in case of the singular, because we are talking about pizza, one. So this is the whole idea about the past simple and past simple passive. Very easy grammatical rule here. Those are the questions here. For example, speaker A, I have a book called Shopping is Pleasure. It dash is or was given to me as a gift last year. The book was given to me. So the correct answer, so this question is related to this grammatical rule, the past simple passive. So you have to be careful. The exam writer will just target the grammatical point, and sometimes some students might ask, sometimes they will just bring some question related to previous grammatical points you have taken or you have covered in the previous grades. All right, so it will be very basic and easy questions. Don't worry about the grammatical points or the questions tomorrow. Inshallah, you will do fine, inshallah. Number 2, can you guess what is the correct answer? Yesterday, I invited, or I was invited by my friend to attend the party. Yesterday, because my friend invited me to the party, so I was invited. So I am the object, so I was invited. So the same format here, was invited, the same one. So this is the was here, and the past participle of invite, invited. So yesterday, I was invited by my friend to attend the party. So I hope this is really important, really useful for you to just match and relate each grammatical rule to the questions from the previous year exams. All right, so let's move to another one. So this one is about the past perfect. Past perfect is very easy one, and they will just have this structure, had plus past participle. Okay, so this is really important. For example, I had finished my homework. I had, for example here, I had, this is the past of have, of course, and has. This is the past, had finished my homework. So this structure here called the past perfect. So you have to bear in mind that past perfect had plus the past participle. But you have to be careful dealing with the past participle of the word. For example, here finished, we add ed. But if, for example, for the another verb like take, the past tense is took, the past participle is taken. So you have to be careful. You have to use the verb number 3, or they call it past participle after had. You have to be really careful dealing with the past. I have a list of some irregular verbs and how to deal with them, in order just to keep them in your mind and save and memorize them. All right, so let's do the questions now related to this grammatical point. How was your checkup appointment yesterday? Was everything okay? Layla will reply to Sarah, will say, well, my cholesterol level was high and I was referred تم تحويلها to the nutritionist. So immediately you have what here for the past passive. I was referred. This is about the past passive, the previous rule. Okay. Number 2. If only you had or have phoned me. Okay, I will always tell you in advance before going out. So you have to read the question carefully. See the kind of grammatical point targeted in each question and try to decide which one is the correct answer. Again, speaker A will say if only. Whenever you find if only here, if only and wish, it will be followed by past perfect, had plus past participle. Okay, so which one is the correct one? This one, had. If only had phoned me, and this is the past participle. Okay, so the correct answer, had. So whenever you find wish and if only, remember this. You will just choose the past perfect, this structure. You will use this structure. This is really important. For example, it's really sunny today. For example, if only I had remembered to bring my sunglasses. Okay, it's really sunny today. If only I had remembered to bring my sunglasses. So this is really important. Let's go to the second one. Theme number 3 was talking about first conditional, if clause. This is really easy here. For example, if statement, if you, I will give you an example from this is my own example. If you study hard, comma, you will get high marks in English language, of course, or in any other subjects. So this is the if conditional. It will consist of 2 parts or 2 sentences. The first sentence will be in the present simple. The second sentence will include the future tense. You will. This is indicates that this is will, the contraction here, will, and this is the tense, get. So whenever you find will, it will be followed by a verb in the infinitive. They call it infinitive or the base verb. Okay, get. If you study hard, you will get high marks. If you practice a lot, you will be fluent in English language. That's it. Okay, so we have some like should here. It will be like when you give an advice or suggestion. Okay, should. It will be followed by an infinitive. So you have should, might, may, can, could. They are followed by infinitive. You should go, you might go, you may go, you can go, you could go. Except for need. It will be followed by to. See, I need to relax. I need to go. Be careful. After need to, the verb is in the infinitive. I need to go. Be careful of this grammatical rule. Let's answer some questions related to this grammatical rule. Speaker A will say, of course, you can when or if you like. So this is related to the if clauses. If you like, we can go and look for some other books in the library. So the correct answer will be, can you guess the correct answer? When or if. Excellent. Some students might answer this one correctly and very easily. All right. Question number 2. Speaker A, this is number 2. While or if you can't go there, you could take an online course instead. If you can't go there, you can take an online course. If. So this is the grammatical rule. They are targeting if conditional in this way. That's good. That's a good idea. Thank you. So let's go to question number 3. Speaker B will say what? If it is clear for you. I think, yeah, it's clear. I think you need to, and this is what I was talking about. Be careful when you have the preposition to plus infinitive. Teacher, what does it mean, infinitive? Verb in the base form. The first verb without s, without ing, without s, without ing, without ed, nothing. For example, this is see. The past tense is saw. The past participle is seen. This is the infinitive without any addition. Okay, so there is no s, no ing, no past tense, and so on. So after to, the verb will be in the base form or in the infinitive. So you have to be careful. The correct answer, what is the correct answer? I think you need to improve or improve. So teacher said no s after to. This is the to here. So the correct answer will be improve. So you have to decide tomorrow when you have such questions. You have to decide. So some questions, some grammar rules you have already covered before. So you have to decide, think about the question, and then you can answer the multiple choice here. Okay, so it will be consisting of 2 options. I think it will be easy for you to decide which one is correct. So please don't lose marks in this lovely question tomorrow. Okay, so let's go to another grammatical rule. I think we will go to the last grammatical rule of the course book. Okay, the last grammatical rule was about the present perfect and present perfect continuous. So teacher, what is the difference between present perfect and present perfect continuous? So in the structure, I will just draw here present perfect. I have to write it like this way. Have or has plus past participle. This is the first structure. Second structure, the present perfect continuous, have or has plus been plus verb with ing. Verb with ing. Okay, so this is the structure. The main difference here, have or has plus the verb in the past participle. But in the second structure about present perfect continuous, it will have or has, then been, then verb with ing. Okay, here I can give you an example. I have done my homework. I have done my homework. After have, verb in the past participle. The past participle of do is done. But here you will say, for example, I have been doing my homework. I have been doing my homework. Okay, so this is very important. Teacher, how can the exam writer bring such question? Okay, those are some real exam question related to the grammatical rule. Speaker A will say, I have already. See, I have here. It means have. It might be has tomorrow. Be careful. Have or has. Have already taken or taking or taken. Be careful.
Here,
past participle.
ناخذ أسئلة الطلبة لأن
نعم.
صار لهم أكثر من 20 دقيقة ينتظروا.
يلا تفضل أستاذ.
السلام عليكم. أيوة السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة
عبد
الله
الله، كيف الحال؟
الحمد لله.
أخبارك يا عبد الله؟
بخير الحمد لله، طيبين.
كيف مذاكرتك؟
الحمد لله.
اعذرنا خليناك تنتظر كثير.
ماشي مشكلة.
يلا تفضل، عندك الأستاذ بيعطيك سؤال وبعدين أعطي سؤالك.
Hi, how are you, Abdullah?
Fine, أستاذ. السلام عليكم.
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. How is your preparation for tomorrow's exam? Are you ready?
الحمد لله. الحمد لله.
Are you ready for the exam?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll have some question together.
أبغانك تشرح القواعد، ما فاهم منهن أبدا.
Yes, I have already explained so far 3 grammatical rules. I have this the fourth one. هذه القاعدة رقم 4 الحين نشرحها الحين. فهذا شرح على القاعدة وتطبيق عملي على أسئلة الاختبار مباشرة إذا كنت متابع، أو بإمكانك تتابع إن شاء الله في الإعادة بإذن الله. هذا شرح موجز لكل القواعد.
أنا ما فاهم منهن أبدا.
سهلة.
القواعد أبدا ما فاهم منهن.
طيب نحن الحين عبد الله، نحن شرحنا الحين القاعدة هذه رقم 4 الحين. أنت متابع معانا من قبل؟
لا.
طيب ان شاء الله بتتابع في الاعاده. الحين احنا واصلين في القاعده رقم 4 ونحل عليها بعض الاسئله. فالقواعد جدا سهله بس يبغى لها ممارسه. You have to practice if you want to understand the grammar rules. اوكي عبد الله، وش افضل مهاره معك من مهارات اللغه الانجليزيه كامل؟ listening, grammar, vocabulary, reading or writing؟
الرايتنج والليسننج.
الرايتنج والlistening. This is great because لان الرايتنج عليها 20 درجه والlistening 15.
ايوه
هذه وحدها 35 درجه ضامنينهم يعني عبد الله ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله تعالى.
ايوه نريد لك ان شاء الله تكتب باراجرافات كذا حلوه، ان شاء الله نعطيكم بعض التعليمات كيف تكتب باراجراف حلو وتابعنا في الحصه. اي استفسار اخر عبد الله؟
احسنت.
بارك الله فيك وموفق ان شاء الله.
احسنت.
شكرا جزيلا لك يا عبد الله، واكيد نتمنى لك كل التوفيق. نشوف استاذ راح تشرح عبد الله القاعده الرابعه، ولكن
أيوة.
في عندنا اسئله ايضا.
زين طيب راح نشرح. now we will focus on the grammatical point number 4 which was talking about before Abdullah's call. It was talking about present perfect and present perfect continuous. So those are the structure here of the present perfect, and this is the present perfect continuous. So the usage are different for each F1. Here you have the usage here in the grammar recall. If you go back to the theme 4, you can just find this grammatical point. Okay, so now we were discussing the exam question. كيف يجي السؤال الاختبار؟ كيف وضع الاختبار يستهدف القاعدة الفلانية؟ Here you have to focus. Speaker A, he said, I have already taken or taken. Whenever you find have or has، لما يكون عندك have أو has، دائما الفعل من بعدها يجي الفعل في التصريف الثالث. وش المقصود بالتصريف الثالث استاذ؟ التصريف الثالث اللي هو مثل ما خبرنا قبل شوي. مثلا انا معطيكم فعل اخر رايت. الماضي من رايت روت، نحن ما نريد الماضي الحين. روت. التصريف الثالث written. اوكي؟ سو دائما بعد الهاف والهاز الفعل في التصريف الثالث، هو هذا التصريف الثالث يسمى فيرب 3 فقط. الحين نجي نشوف السؤال هذا. سبيكر he said I have، هذه have موجودة، إذا مباشرة القاعدة تقول الفعل في التصريف الثالث taken، فالإجابة الصحيحة بتكون taken. ليش استاذ taken؟ لأن taken هي أصلها take، الماضي منها took، التصريف الثالث taken. هنا الطلاب لازم يحفظوا الأفعال الشاذة يسمين irregular verbs. You have to memorize all the irregular verbs, the most common, let's say most common irregular verbs. هذا هو التصريف الثالث من الفعل، هو استهدفه هنا في السؤال، فالإجابة بتكون هذه هي الصحيحة لأن موجودة have already. Okay, إذا هنا present perfect. Present perfect. Let's go to the second question. B. What about enrolling in a summer course? In or on؟ طبعا بعض الأسئلة some questions will be about preposition, basic grammatical rules. بعض الأسئلة القواعد البسيطة اللي انتم درستوها في صف 9 و 10 و 11 وهكذا يمكن يستهدفها واضح الامتحان وتقدر تجاوبها بكل سهولة. What about enrolling in a summer course؟ طبعا هنا the UK المملكة المتحدة، ما نقول on the UK like I study in Oman, I study in the United Kingdom or I study in the United States for example. In، فتكون الإجابة الصحيحة in. هذا one of the easiest questions for the students to just guarantee good marks in grammar. Let's go to question number 3. Speaker A, have you the same، نفس الفكرة. have you finished or finished؟ الأستاذ قال دائما بعد have أو has الفعل في التصريف الثالث verb number 3. إذا كان الطالب حافظ الأفعال هنا يعرف يختار بشكل سريع وبشكل صحيح. if have you finished مباشرة هذا في ED وهذا ما في ED، إذا هذا هو التصريف الثالث finished. دائما التضليل لازم تضلل بطريقة صحيحة، تضلل كامل البابل هذه الفقاعة. alright so speaker B will say not yet I have been. C they are targeting the two structures، القاعدتين في سؤال واحد، القاعدتين في سؤال واحد، فتنتبه معنا. not yet I have been هذه هي القاعدة اللي قالها الأستاذ قبل شوية اللي موجودة معكم في theme 4. have been دائما مع I have، إذا حصلت have غدا إن شاء الله، إذا حصلت have أو has من بعدها been، أو يمكن تكون البين هي اللي هي تختارها، ومن بعدها فعل فيه ing. طيب هو جاب have موجودة وبين موجودة، ناقص الفعل اللي فيه ing، إذا القاعدة هنا متحققة، هذه فيها ed ما نريدها not searched، فبتكون هي ing. I have been searching. إذا the correct answer is searching. Again, not yet. I have been searching online for different resources but I haven't found much information. حتى هو طبق هذه القاعدة haven't found. have أو النفي منها haven't، والفعل التصريف الثالث من found اللي هو أصلها find. التصريف الثالث أو الباست participle يسمى found. إذا هذه present perfect. Okay, so I hope that you just make a distinction between the present perfect and present perfect continuous. So this is really important. So you have to distinguish between the two grammatical rules. The first one is present perfect, which you would have to deal with have or has. Then preceded or followed by a verb in the past participle. Then the second grammatical rule will be about present perfect continuous, which we have and has, followed by been, then verb in the verb plus ing. So this is really important. You have to just to bear in mind for tomorrow's exam if they are targeting such questions tomorrow. Okay, so be careful dealing with these two structures of the grammatical points. Okay, they come every year. So tomorrow inshallah we will have like those questions. I hope you can answer all of them correctly. All right, so let's move to another task. Now WH question, many students have asked me about WH questions.
أستاذ ما راح تاخذ الأسئلة معنا لأن هذه المساحة خصصناها للطلبة ولنقاشاتهم اليوم، وأكيد في عندهم الكثير من الاستفسارات. واحنا طبعا نتمنى ايضا يكون تفاعلكم مثل الايام السابقه عبر الهاتف او ايضا عبر هاشتاج درس على الهواء وكذلك عبر البريد، واكيد في تفاعل. وراح ناخذ اسئلتكم مع الاستاذ في موضوع الرايتنج. ياتي سؤال عن كاس العالم، فهي طبعا اسماء وايضا شهد في الهاشتاج وكذلك في البريد ورد السؤال يعني متكرر. كيف نتعامل مع هذا السؤال في الرايتنج اذا كان جانا هذا السؤال؟
أيوة، في سؤال الرايتنج especially for the evaluative they will just bring some kind of common topics. يعني في أسئلة أو مواضيع شائعة so that both boys and girls can write. So if they bring a topic about World Cup in Qatar, for example, they will just link it to the shopping. How can you improve shopping? Or they will just link it to the topic you have in theme about tourism and hospitality. أخذت وحدة أو ثيم يتكلم عن الضيافة والسياحة. يمكن يربط كأس العالم بهالطريقة. يقول لك for example World Cup will improve the hospitality, will improve the country's income. Do you agree or not? يعني ما بالضرورة تتكلم عن كأس العالم وفعاليات. هل هو كأس العالم يساهم في تحسين الدخل للبلد أو يساعد في السياحة؟ فراح يربطها بطريقة أو بأخرى. They might link it, but not that the whole topic will be about World Cup talk about, for example, World Cup, because some students might not have topic related vocabulary. ما عندهم بعض المفردات متعلقة بكأس العالم أو ما حافظين السبيلنج. فواضع الاختبار راح إن شاء الله يربط أي موضوع بالثيمات اللي أنتم ماخذينهن اللي هن ريتيل ثيرابي، توريزم اند هوسبيتاليتي اند سو اون. فراح يربطها بطريقه او باخرى بالمواضيع او بالثيمات اللي ماخذينها انتم عشان انتم تقدروا تكتبوا ان شاء الله. You can write more vocabulary and more ideas. Okay, any more question?
ايوه، هناك سيف ايضا في البريد الالكتروني يقول ممكن تشرح لنا طريقه سهله وسريعه في حل الريدنج.
Reading. Now we have some question here. Thank you very much, Saif. Saif, I would like you just to bear in mind that those are the questions from previous years. We will have here. Okay, so for reading, yes, we have three different reading questions. We are about to reach reading, by the way, here. For example, here for this kind of questions. So, Saif, I would like you to follow the scanning and skimming technique here or strategy here. This is very important. Don't read everything. ما يحتاج ان الطالب يقرأ كل حاجة بالتفصيل أو يفهم معاني الكلمات كلهم بالتفصيل عشان يعرف الإجابة. This is not grammar or vocabulary test. This is reading. They want you to follow a technique here. Okay? مثلا السؤال هذا الأول statement. You have to read the statement. تقرأ العبارة قبل الفقرة. This is a good technique to follow. Prince, for example, Prince Robert is a coastal city. هذه المدينة coastal city, مدينة ساحلية. Is it true or false? So you have to go back to the question, to the text here, and check if it is coastal or not. So he was saying here white sandy beaches, and he said here Newport, Mina. So this is true. Immediately you will go to the question and shade in the true bubble here. So you have to be careful dealing with true false questions. You have 7 tomorrow, inshallah. You will have 7 different texts, 7 statements, true false. So you have to be careful. Read the statement first, go back and first underline the keywords, then go back to the text. Let's do number 2 together. It is more expensive here, more expensive to study a foreign language, underline the keywords, in your own country. It is more expensive. See, it is more expensive. Can you relate? Can you go back to the text? A language course in Europe will cost you a fortune. So this one, a language course will cost you a fortune. It means that it is very expensive. Another one here, learning language in your home country can save you time. So is it true or false? Yes, it is false. So no need to read all the text. Okay, so you will go to the answer and just shade in the false statement here. All right, so you have to be careful dealing with this kind of reading. This is the first part, Safe. I think his name is Safe. This is the first part of the reading. The same technique will be applied for reading 2 and reading 3, but you have to be faster. All right, and you have to follow the techniques there. So let's go to another one. So this is Safe. I hope that you are following now with us. This is the reading exam here. So you have a long interactive text tomorrow, inshallah. It starts with Dear Mr. and then the text. No need to panic. Don't worry about don't worry if the text is too long. Try to go to the questions immediately. This is the best, I think, and you may have your own technique, of course. So question number 38. This email is sent to. This email is sent to teacher, classmates, father. So you have to read the question carefully, read the option, then go back and look for the keywords. This email sent. To whom this email is sent. Okay, you have to go back. So if you go here, sometimes some students asked me actually if it is coming in order. Sometimes not. It's not coming in order. But in most cases, don't worry, the answer will be in order of the text. Here, for example, if you go to the question here, if you go to the text, you will just find the correct answer here. So as mentioned, we will be learning about island, for example, islands geography. So he is sending it to the teacher. Okay, so this is the correct answer here. So question number 2, Faisal will present something, a presentation, let's say, about what? Tourism, wood, factories. Go back and check for the presentation or anything related to this word. So you have to go back. He will just mention my presentation will focus on tourism. So this is the correct answer. So this is easy peasy, piece of cake. You can just go back to the text immediately. No need to read all the text. Don't waste your time, please. Tomorrow, try to find the keywords, underline, go back to the text in order to find the question or the answer quickly, and then spot that answer and share in the bubble. Okay, if there is any difficulty facing you in any question, just put a mark. For example, I didn't find this answer. Don't waste your time. Skip and go to other questions, and then before you submit your exam paper, you can go back to that question and choose the correct option. Okay, please try to manage your time effectively, especially in reading. Some students might be stuck in the first or 2 questions, then they will think they will waste their time. They will think that it is very difficult. If it is difficult, try to skip and go to the other questions. Okay, so let's go to question number 40. Before 1980, try to find this date. You will find it somewhere here. Immediately, visitors in the island stayed. Visitors, where did they stay? Try to find the word islands and visitors and where they stayed. So you are looking here for sometimes synonyms, okay? So you will just find here, it was about tourism here. Okay, so this is the best technique I will tell you about SAFE. So read the question and then go back to the text. Number 41, let's do it together faster. A documentary about Sulawesi Islands was produced by filmmakers. Who made this documentary movie? You can just underline the word documentary and the word here. And go back to the text here. I will just relate it like this. See? A documentary, the same word. And then before documentary, there is a British here. And this is the correct answer, British. So it is easy peasy. You just scan and skim, look for the answer quickly, spot the answer, put your answer there. All right? So this is really easy. This is for the British. Now, I will just let you do question number 42. The same technique will be applied. Don't worry if you don't find the answer quickly. Don't worry. But the most important thing is that you have to underline the keywords. Try to find the keywords. الكلمات المفتاحية هذه. Look for them in the text. Try to scan quickly and find the keywords, the same keywords, and then you will find the answer either before that word in that text or after. Okay? So this is really important. So the answer for this question, holidays package to Sulawesi include accommodation and meals. This one include the same. See, the same include accommodation and meals. So those are straightforward questions. But some students might say, oh, this is very difficult because the text is very long. Don't worry if it is long. Don't worry. Don't panic. Don't be nervous. Try to focus. Try to read the question. Try to understand what is required. Underline the keywords in each question. Look for the answer in the text related to that keyword. All right? So that's all safe about how to deal with reading. Any more questions, أستاذة فايزة؟
أيوة فيه سؤال من ريان. في تصحيح الرايتنج هل يتم التركيز كثيرا على اللي هي طبعا ترابط الأفكار وطرحها بشكل صحيح وأيضا الإملاء فيها؟
Yes, we will start with the second part. بنبدأ بالشق الثاني. Spelling is very important for writing and when we mark we bear in mind the spelling and coherence. هي تقصد الترابط اللي هي coherence and cohesion. This is very important. دائما when you write a paragraph try to make a connection between ideas. For example, the first reason when you write, or second reason, third reason, they are connected somehow together. So don't write reasons or ideas, they are not connected to each other. Try to make a connection between each other, and spelling, try to avoid a word. I will give you a hint here. Try to avoid the words that you can spell correctly. If you have difficulty writing a word, don't write it. Try to look for another word. Try to look for alternatives, synonyms maybe. For example, beautiful. So many students committed mistakes writing, misspelled the word beautiful. I will write nice instead of beautiful, or I will write wonderful. Okay, wonderful is a good alternative, a good synonym for the word beautiful. If some students write, for example, this is the word beautiful. Many students write it, they misspelled or write it incorrectly. Try to find alternative for beautiful, nice, amazing, wonderful, and so on. All right, so this is really a good technique. Spelling is very important, but if in case the students committed 3-4 mistakes out of 100 words, it's okay. They might get high marks.
نعم. نتمنى طبعا وصلت الإجابة لريان. نشوف أيضا سؤال آخر عن الريجولر الفيرب اللي هي الأفعال الشاذة كيف تأتي في الامتحان.
نعم. I have already mentioned this one, but I have here another one. Just a minute. Okay, so this is a good question, and I have prepared for such question by giving you this this one here. I think it is clear now. It's not displayed here. So irregular verbs. Students will have to memorize the irregular verbs. So if the students, for example, let's take the verbs in yellow here, they never change. I will just save time for you. Here they never change. For example, if you go to the word cost, cut, they will never change. But the rest, students here will have to memorize the verbs. Okay. For example, here in the past passive, we were talking about the verbs here, the past passive. Ahmed, for example, Ahmed ate the pizza. The pizza was eaten. If the students not memorize the past participle or doesn't know the past participle of the verb eat, which is eaten, he will not be able to answer these questions correctly in the exam tomorrow. Here, for example, let's take another example here. I was, for example, we mentioned this one before. I was, for example, invited. We say invited, or this is regular verb, okay? Or here, when we say, for example, the Ahmed, for example, drove the car. Let's take a new example here. Ahmed or Salim drove the car. Salim drove the car. Salim drove the car. Drove the car. So the passive, how the question will come here, the passive will be, like, for example, as the following. The car was, this is easy so far. The car was, you will bring the past participle. This is the past participle. هذا اللي هو الفعل الثالث للتصريف الثالث. هنا كيف يجي الفعل في التصريف الثالث الأفعال الشاذة. إذا كان الطالب ما حافظ التصريف الثالث من drive اللي هي يقود, drive, drove, driven. Okay? You will find it somewhere here. I think we have it here. Drive, drove, driven. You go to drive here. I will just save your time. Number 22, drive, drove, driven. Easy peasy. You can just memorize the irregular verbs. Then you can just use the grammatical rule correctly. So the car here, if we just the car, we'll just write it again. The car was driven, for example, by him or by Salim. So the past participle before was, and past participle will be the past participle will be used after even another one here. The past participle after have, after has, or was or were. You use the past participle. Okay? I have written a story. I have written a story. Even the past perfect. I had written a story. The story was written. See, here is the use of the past participle. Past participle, or the verb number 3 of the irregular verbs. So this is really important. I would like to just pair your mind here with us, and I would like to draw your attention that this is really important, especially for learners like you. So I hope that this is clear for everybody. Any more question?
في سؤال أيضا من ريماس تقول ما هي الكلمات المهمة والتي بالإمكان التركيز عليها؟
كلمات
كاتبة وش الكلمات المهمة اللي نركز عليها فقط؟
كلمات. So this is a general question, by the way. What's her name? Rimas. I think this is a general question, Rimas. So if you have previous knowledge about vocabulary and you memorize a lot of vocabulary, basic vocabulary, so you'll be able to use them in writing. You will be able to answer some vocabulary questions correctly, and then you will use them in writing. So that's why we advise our students to memorize and learn vocabulary and their spelling, because they will use it in speaking, they will use it in writing. So like killing two birds in one stone. كأنك تضرب عصفورين بحجر. تحفظ كلمات تستخدمهم في المحادثة، تستخدمهم في تحل الفوكابلري، وكذلك تستخدمهم في الكتابة بطريقة صحيحة. ولكن هنا التركيز دائما we focus on the words from here and the previous knowledge you have before. The words from the glossaries, you can just memorize them. You have to know the meaning and spelling, and then apply them or use them in writing and vocabulary.
نعم. نشوف معانا شيماء. السلام عليكم يا شيماء.
عليكم السلام.
كيف الحال يا شيماء؟
الحمد لله.
كيف اللغة الإنجليزية معك؟
نص.
لا إن شاء الله تمام بإذن الله تعالى. كذا تفائلي وشدي حيلك ومعاك الأستاذ.
Hi, how are you, Shaima? How are you doing?
Fine, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Are you ready for tomorrow's exam?
Yes.
So what is your favorite skill of learning English language? Listening, reading, writing?
Listening and writing.
Listening. So listening and writing, as we mentioned before, it worth 35 marks tomorrow. So I hope that you got 15 out of 15 listening and 20 out of 20 in writing. So the remaining ones only in grammar and vocabulary and maybe reading. So what is your question? So if you don't have a question, of course I do have a question for you. If you just can you see the screen here? I would like you to answer question number 16 in the vocabulary. As far as you said that you are good at listening and writing, I will give you some kind of a vocabulary question here. Okay, I will just zoom, then I will just put it on the full screen. Can you read question number 16? And try to answer. And the other audience, other students might read the question, or you can just screenshot, capture the screen, try to take notes, try to underline the words, try to translate, use a dictionary as far as you are at home, maybe online dictionary. This is a good technique to improve your vocabulary by knowing a lot of vocabulary. Yes?
16.
Yes, can you read the question, please? Read.
He had a dash
Job.
job.
Excellent.
After work, there is
She is always
always
tired.
tired and
Yes. Can you say
واضح.
frustrated? Yes, yeah, I think you have covered this word in theme 4, frustrated or frustrating. Okay? So when you describe a person, he is frustrated, describe a thing frustrating. All right? So what is the correct answer? What's the correct option? Yes?
hopeful.
She has number 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one?
3.
3. She has a hopeful job. After work, she is always tired. So if you just want to answer this question, you go to the and underline the keywords here. I'll just give you a hint here. Hint. Just erase this one. Here, she has. Whenever you have any vocabulary, this is for you and for other students as well. After work, she is always tired. This is the keyword, tired and frustrated. If you know the meaning of tired, he is tired or exhausted might come tomorrow. Exhausted, it means very tired. Tired, متعب. Frustrated. Okay, so those are related to what? Stressful, peaceful, مسالم. Hopeful, أمل, beautiful, جميل. Those are all adjectives. So she has a stressful, يعني وظيفة شوية تحس فيها بالضغط. That's why she feels, or she is always tired. She is always tired because her job is very stressful. So any verb ending in FUL, it is an adjective. Okay? So this is a suffix for an adjective. Stressful, منضغط أو مضغوط أو متعب كثير من العمل. Okay? So this is question number 16. So do you have any other questions? I would like you to just answer those questions before we answer them all together later. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hope you can just answer all the questions tomorrow correctly. Good luck. Any other questions?
نشوف معانا فهد. السلام عليكم يا فهد.
وعليكم السلام.
كيف الحال يا فهد؟
الحمد لله.
همة ونشاط نريد.
تمام.
يلا يا فهد عندك الأستاذ.
Yes, Fahad. Hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
How are you doing? How was your preparation for tomorrow's exam? Are you ready?
Good.
So what is the most difficult skill? Now we'll change the question. What is the most difficult skill for you? Is it listening, reading, writing, grammar, or what?
Listening and grammar.
Listening. So how can you improve listening? How? If you say it is difficult, it will not change within 10, 15 years, maybe ahead. But if you practice listening, maybe you can watch movie, you can listen to some English podcast to improve your English. Maybe you can listen to English FM radios so that you can just catch the words and get used to the listening. So listening is very important. You can improve listening by practice. So because they say practice makes perfect, and now they have changed this one. Practice makes improvement. If you want to improve your English, try to practice a lot. Okay, practice, practice, practice. This is very important. So I have one question for you. Can you read question number 17?
Yes, yes.
Yes, read please. Read it loudly please.
شوية ما واضح.
What is not clear?
أول كلمة.
ظفار. This is ظفار. محافظة ظفار.
ظفار. A lot of
visitors
during the yes.
خريف season. خريف season اللي هو موسم الخريف. Excellent reading. Thank you very much. So what is the correct answer? ظفار، محافظة ظفار ايش تسوي حال السياح في كل صيف في كل خريف؟ ها؟ تسوي لهم distract، ابعاد، reduce، يقلل، خطأ. إذا هنا أنا أقلص الخيارات معي. أو import يستوردوا a lot of visitors. وإيش الإجابة الصحيحة اللي باقية؟ أول واحدة. Which how can you say it? Attract. What's the meaning of attracts? يجذب. Very good. What is the noun of attract? Attract is a verb, right? Verb.
Yes.
What is the noun?
Distract.
The noun is attraction. The adjective is attractive. أريد أقول جميل المكان هذا جذاب. This place is attractive. أريد أقول أن المكان يجذب. This place attracts. Attract يجذب. Okay? So the correct answer is attract. Very good. Thank you very much. Do you have any question related to the exam tomorrow?
نعم.
Yes. What's your question?
أستاذ كيف رد الأفكار حال writing؟
Yes, this is a very good question. If you follow us, I will just give you some tips on how to deal with evaluative writing and narrative writing. I will just explain in a minute. بشرح لكم إن شاء الله بشيء من التفصيل بعد شوي. بس خليك متابع. إذا ما واحد على هذا الحصة بإمكانك تشوفها حتى في الإعادة بإذن الله. طيب؟ أي سؤال آخر؟
لا.
يلا good luck. أتمنى لك توفيق إن شاء الله. بارك الله فيك.
نشوف بتحل السؤال ولا لأنه عندنا مكالمات.
Okay. We'll go to the question now immediately for Salim, I think his name. Fahad. Okay, Fahad, you asked about this question for writing. So I have prepared something really useful for you. So in question related to writing, I would like you just it is not clear. It's not display here. Yeah, this one. Yes, if you just follow here for the evaluative writing, I think this is very important here. For writing, we have two types tomorrow, inshallah. You will have evaluative writing in which you will evaluate or you write your own opinions. Okay? For evaluative writing, question number 1, we will have to write at least 100 words. It means don't write less. If you write 90 or 85 and your writing is good, it's fine. But if you write less, your marks will be deducted and reduced. Okay? So be careful with the tips here. First, you have to read the instruction carefully. And you have to know that you have to write 100 words. Your writing should be clear, convincing, and well organized. So we will read the question here. Online shopping is more interesting than the traditional way of shopping. Do you agree or not? If you choose agree, try to collect the reasons. If you have more ideas about disagreement, you write about disagreement. So it is all up to you. If you agree, because you have more ideas, and I will advise students to think. If you agree and you have more ideas, more reasons, you write about it. If you disagree because you have more ideas and more reasons, write about disagreement. So it's all up to you. It's all up to you. And number 2, read the topic carefully and try to understand what you will write about. So I think online shopping, he is comparing, online shopping is more interesting. التسوق عن طريق الانترنت أكثر متعة من التسوق التقليدي في المراكز التجارية. هل توافق أو تعارض أو لا توافق؟ إذا وافقت لازم تبين للمصحح أنك أنت موافق. بكلمة agree، وبعدها تذكر الأسباب. write your reason. شايفين؟ you have to write your reason. I completely agree or I strongly agree because of the following reasons, because of many reasons, for example. Okay, I will give you some tips here. Okay, number 2, finish. Decide whether you agree or disagree. We have already mentioned this one. You have to say only one side. Don't write about agree, then you will write about disagree. You have to be careful. Choose one. If you agree, write the whole paragraph about your agreement about that idea. If you disagree, it will be about all disagreement. Decide if you agree or disagree. One of them only. Okay, this is a hint. Which side you have more ideas, more reasons to write about, stick to that option. Okay, number 4, make a list. Try to brainstorm ideas. عندكم درافت، عندكم مسودة في كل امتحان، في الأخير اكتب بعض الكلمات، بعض الأفكار، بعض الأسباب، بعض المفردات، حتى الفوكابلري حاول تكتبهن. تشوفن وين الأنسب، أي فوكابلري متعلقة بالموضوع اكتبها. إذا عندك بديل الكلمة هذه تخطأ فيها، شوف بدائل أخرى synonyms وغيرها. طيب reasons and related vocabulary. This is very important. You can just start writing in the draft quickly so that you can just copy them in ink in your evaluative writing. Number 5, make sure you use a varied range of vocabulary. This is very important. Students who use good vocabulary, a wide range of vocabulary, their marks will be high. Okay, and try to use a different grammatical structure. This is very important. Don't use only stick to the present simple or the past. Okay, try to use a mixture of grammatical structure. Okay, even the future tense. Try to use linking words. What do you mean by linking words? Those words, the phrases that you use to link each sentences and phrases. And number 6, spend some time to check your spelling. Check your spelling is very important by the end of each paragraph, and punctuation. Maybe you missed the full stop or comma. You can just read the whole paragraph when you finish, then add all these missing items. Okay, this is the topic. So you will spend 3 lines writing introduction. Here you will write the first reason, second reason, and here you will write the conclusion. So this is the structure of the writing, and then we will go to the sample. Here I have prepared something for you. The introduction will give general statement about the topic. Then you will state your opinion. You have to choose either agree or disagree. اختار واحد. Only choose one. The first paragraph, the first reason. First paragraph, البراجراف الأول يكون السبب الأول. تشرح السبب الأول. تكتبه. What is the first reason? Then you can explain, elaborate more about that particular reason and give more details with supporting evidence مع أدلة and examples. Examples is very important. When you give me a reason, لما تعطيني سبب، أعطيني أمثلة على هذاك، أعطيني دليل. Give me some examples, some evidence. Okay? عشان تكون كتابتك أقوى. Number second paragraph here, third paragraph, second reason. نفس الوضع.
أستاذ نقدر ناخذ المخرج يقول ناخذ هذه المكالمة. مروة معانا. السلام عليكم.
السلام عليكم.
كيف الحال يا مروة؟
الحمد لله.
عساك بخير.
الحمد لله.
تفضلي اعطينا سؤالك لان احنا في اخر دقائق استاذ.
I have a question.
Yes, Marwa, go ahead, please.
Which part do you advise of the exam do we start first? Because when I reach to the writing, I don't have enough time to write.
No, please, this is very important, and we mentioned this right at the beginning. Try to devote your time effectively. For example, if I were you and they give me that exam paper, I will read the listening question carefully and underline the keywords. I will try to understand. I will not wait for the teacher to come and bring the cassette recorder. I will go immediately to try to choose and answer some grammar or vocabulary questions. If the teacher is late, not coming within half an hour, I will go to the writing and try to write at least an introduction or the first paragraph or the second paragraph. Try to devote your time, and I have already mentioned that you have to devote or to at least make 1 hour for writing, which means 30 minutes for each paragraph. If your level is not that high, if your level is high, you will spend 20 minutes, 25 minutes for each writing question. But my piece of advice is to spend more time on writing because it's worth more marks. 10 marks for each paragraph, which means a total of 20 marks. Okay? Try to write a draft try to copy that draft to your writing space and try to edit and add more ideas or words. Okay?
Okay, and is it okay if we use simple words?
Simple words, yes. If you don't have that advanced word or like a wide range of vocabulary, it's okay as far as you spell them correctly. Simple words means that you have to spell them correctly, and then maybe you will not get the full mark because you are using very simple. Because remember, Marwa, you are in grade 12, and I think that you will use a highly advanced vocabulary related to topic so that you can guarantee the full mark 10 out of 10 when you use that vocabulary. All right?
Right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Marwa.
شكرا جزيلا لك يا مروة، نتمنى لك التوفيق. طبعا في كثير من المكالمات، ولكن خلاص احنا كده وصلنا إلى الختام. وصلنا إلى الختام خلاص. عندك أقل من دقيقة.
Yes, 1 minute. So I would like to just give you the sample so that you can just screenshot or you can follow in the repeated time for this channel. So this is really important because those are for audio. For example, you can just write about opinion here, opinion, write a paragraph introduction. R for reasons. You can mention 1, 2 reasons or 3 reasons. This is very important. And then you can support with examples. So those are the reasons. First reason, second reason, and this is for opinion or the conclusion. This is very important. You have to stick to the organization. This is the paragraph organization, and this is the layout. So this is very important. Another one, so see, I have said I strongly agree. Maybe you disagree. You can write that online shopping is more interesting than for the following reason or for several reasons, because you will attract my attention when I read that some reason might come. This is reason, and so on. So this is really important. This is only a sample. I have another one for opinion transition. You can just capture this one and can use them for tomorrow. For example, to give an idea in my opinion, I think, and so on. For example, sequencing first to start with. To give examples, for examples, or for instance, you can use not only using for example all the time. Use for instance or for example. Try to use different words. For conclusion, you can say in conclusion or in all, as you can see, to sum it up, to summarize, and finally. Many people wrote finally in the previous exams. Try to be different. Use in conclusion 2 words.
نعم أستاذ، احنا كده خلاص خلصنا اليوم. إذا وصلنا للختام. مشاهدينا الأحبة، شكرا جزيلا لك أستاذ سلطان حمد السالمي، معلم أول لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية. شكرا جزيلا لك.
العفو أستاذة، ونتمنياتنا بالتوفيق إن شاء الله لأبنائنا الطلبة. نصيحتي don't panic, don't worry. Exam إن شاء الله will be according to your expectation as far as you studied hard. All the best, and I wish that you